Our tourism, it's pretty good, but you know, we got so much beauty out here from Cape all the way over to the Ozarks. And I lived over at Houston, was a coach for 1 year. Their coach quit a week before season. I went and helped them out. Somebody recommended me to do that. I learned their burdens over there. Medical care is one of my top agendas. You know, I'm not for Obamacare. I don't understand it. I don't think anybody understands it. But I know this. I looked and did my homework in Europe, and all the ones who have health care, and I found out that none of them pay over 7%. But the problem is we don't have everybody paying. I think everybody pays. You know what? The system works. Right now, there's 1 out of every 4 people in the United States do not have health care. And 1 out of every 3 are under government, you know, like they get from the government for welfare or for they work for the government. So 1 out of every 3 do that. So, you know, we're already paying a heavy burden. I think the government needs to be financially responsible. And I think if everybody pays, everybody works, we can accomplish that. But we have a major problem right now. We have no jobs. I mean, there's people out there telling me there's jobs. I went to 30 of the 32 counties in this district. And I can tell you, it was almost every big town, there's at least 1 or 2 major buildings. I mean, humongous buildings, and there's no jobs. There's nothing there. You know, I know, and a lady told me today, I was talking to a lady, she says, you know, used to, you could have a job, and if you didn't like that job, you could quit that job, and you could go find another job. She says, now you can't do that. If you got a job, you better stick to it, because if you quit it, you ain't going to get enough. And that's scary, people. I mean, to me, it's not what America was about. Another thing is taxes. You know, they tax us to death. You know, and I don't think people get it. We're getting tired of it. The working people pay so many taxes, and you know what we get out of it? You know, we get more taxes, and that's a problem. And it bothers me when I just got done paying my taxes yesterday, and I'm saying that, you know, the total I paid was $9,000 and some dollars, you know, and not counting state. And I know people who don't make anything, have no income, and they're getting $10,000 back. Well, that comes out of our pocket. And I know some people need it, but you know what? When we're just giving people $10,000 at the end of the year for not working, you know, I don't believe in that. That's a wrong statement we're sending to them, and we're paying for that. And that's a problem. And you know, I know it says earned income, but you know, someday you got to stand up and say it's time to stop. And that's my opinion. You know, I don't know how far I'm off from you people, but that's the way I feel about it. And another thing that bothers me is inheritance tax. A person works all his life, you know, for his family, and then when something happens, they want 40% of your money. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. Of course, I'm just now finding out a lot about this government. I've been working 2 to 3 hours a night on the internet, finding facts and figures, and I still don't know it all. But I do know that if I have a problem, I'm going to go to an expert and talk to them, and then talk to another one to try to find out the answer. But that's a little bit about me. You know, that's real short and to the point. I did a lot of research, and I tell you, we got to make everybody pay, but we got to bring our jobs back. And I do not feel that it's bad to put a tariff and import taxes on these companies. They're taking the jobs out for a lot of profit. I think we ought to reward them. If they're going to keep their company here, give them a little bit of a tax incentive. But I don't think we ought to be letting them take that job over there. And everybody says, well, the prices are going to go up. Well, I can tell you right now, I'm a coach. And since 1980-something, Nike shoes have cost over $100, you know, that they sell to the kids at school. And they cost $10 to $15 to make. And they haven't went down. You know, so that bothers me. But you know, the companies are going to have to bring them back. Because right now we are what is called I can't remember the term, but we're a community that just feeds off of money. You know, we're a service community. That's what we are. You know, all of our jobs now are service jobs. We need to bring the industries back where we can produce. But that's just my opinion. And anybody got a question or Yes, sir.
You're bemoaning the lack of jobs in the United States. Specifically, do you think are the causes for that, and what would you do about it?
Well, the reason why is because it's so affordable for a company to take it out of the country and make money and then send it back. What I'd do is I'd raise the tariff. Whatever it costs to make that shoe in the United States, I'm going to put it right at that mark. When they're going to bring it back, they're going to be taxed to that point where it's not beneficial. Now, to me, if a country has the same minimum wage, close, I have no problem doing trade with them. But when there's these companies who are having child labor and prisons doing all the work, and then they're selling us our products, I have a problem. Now, I think we can do it. I really do. And starting in our area alone, recycling plants. We can do that. That is something we can do right now. We have the major river out here, because I'm still studying all this, but someone told me that we send a lot of our metal to China to have it redone. Now, I can't find the fact on that, so I really feel bad about it. But if that's true, how can we send something all the way to China and have it sent back to us, and it make a profit? I don't understand that. It's a long way. Yes, sir.
Well, I know there's a company that makes wood products in Missouri, and they send it to China to do the finished works, ship it back here, and that's the only way they can compete, they claim. But you realize American corporations have the highest corporate tax in the world, 49%. We scream and complain about job leaving, and a lot of countries have 20-25% corporate tax, and a lot of these corporations are international. America has 49% corporate tax, and you wonder why the jobs aren't staying here. Our federal government has at least some of the blame.
Well, I believe you're right. I don't see it. 49%, corporate tax. I think that's terrible.
Highest in the world.
And, to me, 25 is, a decent number. But, I think what we're going to have to do as a country is we're going to have to start putting, I don't know how to do it, put petitions out there and taking them and bringing the control back to the people. To me, the people have no more voice. We have a representative, and you know what? I voted for Miss Emerson every year she ran. And if I knew what I knew now, I would have never voted for her. But I see all these factories out here on that side of the state, or not that side of the district, over here, down south and up here, and there's nobody working in them. That bothers me. She could have done something. She was there many years. Her husband was there many years. And I'm not putting all the blame on her because it takes the whole House and the whole Senate. But it really bothers me. I'm upset about it because I did my research and it just bothers me.
Well, some of the blame is Missouri. We are a union state. There hasn't been a new factory in America built in a union state in 20 years. And it wouldn't take a genius. Indiana changed theirs, 10 or 15 years ago. They got the, I think it's Toyota. Honda plant. And whatever it is. But no union state has gotten anything. And you think, well, after 20 years, we'd see the handwriting on the wall. I bet it'll be a battle to get us to be a non-union state. We could have done that on the state level, but no, nothing's been done.
You got a point there about unions. I've worked for Union West. I've worked construction, and I can tell you, we went on strike for a dime. And we made good money. I mean, we made really good money. I was in the boot hill. I mean, I was making a lot more than I did as a teacher. And guess what? We got a nickel, and we was out of work for 6 months. And you know what? You never can get that back. But it's gone, it's gone.
You talked about a 25% corporate tax. Our neighbor Canada has a 16% corporate tax. Is there any doubt in anyone's mind why they're going there? And the bad part about it is we've even paid some companies to go elsewhere.
I think, you got a point there, it's 17 up there. And I would like to see it at least 25 or lower. I'm just giving you a number, but the way we're set up right now, until we get our corporations to agree to come back and we get our Congress to change the laws, I don't see them coming back. And that scares me. That's why I'm doing this. I don't want to be a politician. I'm just tired of it.
We don't have to penalize any product coming in the nation. All we have to do is give an incentive to a corporation. Take away, many of the countries that they go to have a zero corporate tax. None. Oh my God. Just a little simple third grade math tells you they can't afford it. They're going. Who would object to it? You do it.
Well, I don't know, I'm a loyal person. I taught all my years, almost 30 years, and I was at my first school, I was there 9 years, and I didn't make anything, I can tell you, and I just barely made my bills meet. And I actually I've worked every year of my life in the summer to make sure I could pay all my bills, because you just don't make it as teachers. But the point is what you're saying there, I don't know that much about that end, but I do know that the corporate tax was done for a reason, and I don't know what reason it was, because I'm not into that yet, but if we do that, you know, you take away the corporate tax, you know, which is being paid right now, then where are we going to get that extra income? Then we're going to have to tax the people in general, right?
No, because if you reduce the corporate tax rate, you will increase the percentage of people who are working and increase the personal income tax expenditures. Ireland and Russia both have a 13% corporate income tax rate. If you're competing with a rate of 35 or greater against a country that has 13%, just like these guys were saying, if you run your business, you're going to go where you are going to make the greatest profit. And that's either going to be Ireland or some other country which has a much lower corporate income tax.
By the way, you want to hear something scary? Bill O'Reilly asked President Obama, he said, well, you know, Kennedy and Reagan both lowered taxes and the income to the federal government increased because you get more business activity. And the president said, I don't care, because of because of fairness, I still want to raise taxes on the upper income levels of big corporations. So I think at least some of them don't care. You actually lower taxes, you get more revenues. It may sound controversial, but it actually has worked that way historically. And if you want businesses to come back to America, you got to get the barricades out of the way.
You're right. Yes.
One of the main one of many tenets of the fair tax program, the one by Bortz and some others, handles that problem as far as being able to keep companies here manufacturing and bring some back. Plus, it gets rid of this 93,000 or whatever page IRS program that we all fight with, and many other things. It's embedded and it handles a lot of things, but Congress, of course, does not want it because it messes up their little program.
Well, that's because, in my opinion, one reason they have all this problem in the taxation in the corporations is, you know, the lobbyists out there. You know, they got so many people, you know, they can't hardly do their job, it sounds like to me. You know, and when I went to Jefferson City for the first time, I feel bad being an educator all these years. And you know what? I went around the building and it was spotless, just beautiful. And I go around to the back, right by where the congressmen and them all meet and go out. And you know, there's no cigarette butts. The only thing there is these giant cigars everywhere, laying on the ground, stomped on the sidewalks. And I'm thinking, now how is that? We don't have a gum wrapper, we don't have a cigarette or anything anywhere. And then right where they come out, you know, to look over the river because you can't go there, that's where they come out. And all there is cigars. So you know what's going on there, and that's a problem I have. I think that people have lost touch with the American people, and I think working people don't get any credit anymore. And you know what? A lot of them don't care. They say, you know, I'm working, I'm making this, I'm doing good. But you know what? I see my children, and I see my children's children having it rough. For me, I'm not concerned with them right now, but I'm also concerned about another group of people, and it's our senior citizens. They're the people who work to get us all these great jobs. And you know what we want to do? My mom is 75-years-old. She worked at Brown Shoe Company until they took it imported. And she worked at the hat factory until they imported it out. And guess what? She gets $800 and a little bit of change a month. And she has to pay $150 out of that for Medicaid, I believe. That's correct. Medicare, I'm sorry. And you know what? She's paying 17% of her salary for medical bills. That's why everybody should pay. My mom's going to do it. She worked every day of her life, and she's still having to pay. We have people that don't want to pay. I think if everybody paid an even percent, I looked at Europe, Germany, because it's supposed to have the best health care, sort of, and I looked at it. Their income, as far as the United States, is 28th in the world. The United States is 4th. They pay 7%. Now, I thought it was a government-run thing, but that money goes into a group, and then it goes to insurance companies, and the insurance takes care of it. But I think if everybody paid 7% that you found your insurance company in your area to deal with, I think that would bring the cost of medical care down, because guess what? They're going to be fighting for your money. They're going to want your money. But right now, that's another system. It's broke. Our medical bills are broke. You know, it's ridiculous. And I could go on that. It's ridiculous.
wrap.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm done. I just wanted to tell you, and I think you all, I wish I'd got here earlier. I work part-time to pay for this. I don't ask for donations. My savings in this is going into it because I want to make a difference. I'm not doing it to be a politician, to be exact. First thing I'm going to do is if I get up there, I'll make it short, cut their salary. They get $175,000 for 182 days. They wouldn't let me check into all their extra finances. They have $1.5 million budget for salary for 12 to 18 people under. Now in this technology age, you know what? That's ridiculous. But all they're doing is taking care of their friends, and we're paying for it. Thank you.
Thank you.